I'm working on a 1970 Mustang Fastback. It's at a 351 Cleveland, um, and I'm trying to put this power steering, this whole bracket in the front of the engine here. It's got the power steering, the alternator, and all the pulleys are all billet aluminum, and just kind of having difficulties a little bit with assembling the whole thing together. But anyways, I think I kind of figured it out. The power steering, it says in the instructions to put the bracket on the power steering pump prior to assembling, putting it on the engine. And I kind of thought, oh man, that's gonna be heavy because I'm working on myself, and so I said, all right, I'm gonna just put the bracket on first and go from there. So I guess the first thing to go on there would be your AC brackets right here. So I put that on the AC brackets. This guy mounts first on this guy. All the bolts go in, the hex bolts go in through the back here. So this guy here mounts, this piece mounts to this piece first, and then you mount these on the cylinder head. The other thing, and then the second one would be the power steering pump. So I mounted the bracket on loosely, didn't tighten it quite well, and then there is a little piece that goes on the back over here. So kind of looks like that right there. See this piece right here? It's got another piece that kind of mounts to the cylinder head too over there. So a little junction here. So what I had to do is mount this on the pump itself first, and then kind of work my way in there to get that bolt on the cylinder head second, and then I mounted the front of it. And now I'm working on the alternator side, and I got pretty much everything on there. So that little piece goes on here. It's still loose. I got the little whatever that thing is called, I forget. But anyways, so I got that in there. I'm working on the alternator side. So here's the alternator, and then this piece here kind of didn't fit together quite so well. So I mounted it backwards because, and the funny thing is, this part is threaded as well. So I don't know what the purpose of that is. Kind of has a loose thread, slightly loose than the provided bolts. So, but anyways, so that's in there. I'm gonna try to mount that on there next and see how that goes. So hold on. So here's the alternator on there. So I decided to use the original piece that was on the car. Looked nicer, just sanded it down. Not sanded it, but I kind of cleaned it up with a green pad, and got it nice and clean. So I got that on there, so you can see the bottom part here. Kind of had to, I think the curved side of that piece over there should be facing the alternator, but I mean should be up against the alternator, but the holes didn't quite line quite right, so I just kind of took the other side of it, I guess. So looks good though. So let me see. So here I threw in the water pump pulley. Looks pretty nice. The alternator, power steering pump, the air conditioning. I don't have the air conditioning yet, but this wasn't a factory air conditioning car. I'm gonna put air conditioning in there. So I just set it up so I don't have to pull off any of that power steering and all that stuff, because I'm gonna do that in a couple months anyways. So here it is.